Okay, today we are going to be looking at our first document to understand what motivated Europeans to explore and go out and conquer new regions. We're going to be looking at our first document. What we're going to do as we read is we'll look at our source information to see if that will give us any indicators about what was motivating people. And then as we read through the paragraphs, we're just going to summarize and write in our own words what each paragraph is saying. And then we will come down to the bottom. We're trying to figure out what motivation each document is referring to. We're going to find our golden line, the one quote in the document that best proves which of the three G's is being shown. And then our analysis will explain how our quote supports whatever G we think is being shown. So here we go. Looking at our source information, the document is titled Instructions for the Government of the Indians. It says this is from the Spanish King and Queens, 1501, Instructions for the Government of the Indians. This is one of a series of royal decrees. A decree is an order to governors and other royal officials in the first decade or so of Spain's claim over new territories in the Americas. So what this document is going to be telling us is the king and queen are ordering, this is a royal order, how the Native Americans should be treated now that they are being conquered by the Spanish. So we're going to read through and see what motivation is showing up, how the king and queen are ordering them to be treated. Are they motivated by God, converting Native Americans to their religion? Are they motivated by getting gold, getting more riches, or glory? Are they trying to increase their fame and prestige? Okay, so the document says, for the salvation of the souls of the Indians, it is necessary for them to be divided into towns where they may live together and not live separated from one another in the forests. And in each of the towns, there is to be a church and a priest who should teach them our holy faith. So this document is saying if the Native Americans want to go to heaven, they must start living like the Spanish do. So in towns with a church and a priest. The king and queen believe that if these people do not practice Christianity, they will not go to heaven. If they continue to practice their own religion, that's not possible for them. So I'm going to highlight a couple quotes that point to this. It talks about for the salvation of souls, which is connected to going to heaven. Okay, I see that they are trying to get them to live in towns that have a church and a priest to teach them about their religion. Okay, in the second paragraph, it says, therefore we order that our governor in the area arrange immediately for towns to be established where the Native Americans or Indians can live together in the same way we do in Spain. Christians are not allowed to take the wives or sons or daughters of the Indians to make the Indians work for them as they have done until now, unless the Indians agree to do this on their own, being paid fairly for their work. So what we can see in this document, is that the conquerors in this area should start developing towns, and they should have the Native Americans move there, but the Spanish are no longer allowed to take the Native Americans as slaves and force them to work. They have to be paid. Okay, so the Spanish king and queen, they are talking about dramatically changing the Native American lives, but they're also saying, you know, we are Christians and we need to be treating them fairly. We cannot enslave people just because they are different than us. Okay, so I'm going to highlight a couple more quotes that might help us figure out what G we are talking about if we don't already know. Okay, so it says, you know, they are supposed to live in towns the same way that the Spanish do. Okay, the next paragraph says, do not allow the Indians to sell or exchange their possessions with the Christians for beads or other things of little value, as has happened before. And in everything, the Indians are to be treated well and looked after so that they can build their houses and cultivate their fields. So what this paragraph is talking about is the Spanish conquerors need to start treating the Native Americans fairly. They can't continue to take advantage of them, giving them unfair trades. They need to start treating them well so these Native Americans will begin to act like the Spanish. Okay, they can start building their houses in the towns. cultivate their fields means farming. Okay, so the king and queen believe that the Spanish must be treating them well if they're going to start changing the way they're acting. And that continues in the next sentence. It says, also order the Indians to stop doing the things they have customarily done, such as painting their bodies. Oftentimes, body painting was used in the Native American religions for rituals or things such as that. So we'll add another text box down here. The Native Americans must stop doing rituals of their previous religion. Okay, last paragraph. It says, also we order our governor to make some Christians marry Indian women and Christian women with Indian men, so that the Indians will be instructed in the things of our holy faith, so that they become civilized men and women. So what we're seeing here in our final paragraph is the Spanish believe that if Christians start marrying Native American women and men, from then on they can just raise their children to believe in Christianity, and the Native American religion will be wiped out. When they talk about becoming civilized, they're really saying, you need to start acting like the Spanish. So in this last paragraph, some quotes that can help us is, we order our governor to make some Christians marry Indian women and Christian women with Indian men, so that they will be instructed in the things of our holy faith. So again, they're continuing to talk about they need to be converted to our religion so that they become civilized, so their souls will be saved. The Spanish king and queen seem to have a lot of reasons for wanting the Native Americans to be Christians. Okay, so at this point, we can go down and do the questions. So which motivation do you feel this document is referencing? Has it talked mostly about God converting the Native Americans to the Christian religion? Has it talked mostly about trying to gain gold or wealth, or getting glory, becoming more famous, having more prestige or control over areas? Okay, so take a moment to highlight or circle which motivation you feel is being referenced here. Okay, our next step is to find the golden line. So whichever G that you picked, God, gold, or glory, you're going to try to find a quote, so a word-for-word quote from the document that helps you to prove that this document is talking about God, gold, or glory. So go ahead and pause the video, take a minute to go pick your quote. You might want to look at the ones that I already have highlighted and see which one is the best to showcase that this document is talking about God, gold, or glory. Okay, and for your last step is analysis. When we're writing our EBQs, our evidence-based questions, the paragraphs for those, we really need to start working on analyzing our quotes. So you're going to take your golden line, the word-for-word quote that you used, and explain in your own words how this shows that this document was talking about God, gold, or glory. So you are going to explain how you knew, according to the quote, which of the three G's was being talked about. Okay, so you are done with the video. What you need to make sure that you have done is your annotations and your 3 questions, and I will be checking in with you on those tomorrow. I hope you have a good rest of the class period. You will be ending the day with some CNN 10. If you were not done with your CNN 10 questions, that might be a good time to get them done while you're watching as a class. Thanks, guys. Have a good rest of the day.